Are you familiar with Maggie L. Walker? Maggie Lena Walker was born to a former slave, and from a very young age, she attended First African Baptist Church, which had a congregation of more than 3,000 on the eve of the Civil War. Maggie and her younger brother attended one of the city's public primary schools for black students. At 16, she graduated from the Richmond Colored Normal School. This high school also trained teachers, and she promptly joined other students to protest the city's policy of holding separate graduation ceremonies for white and black students. She taught for 3 years at the Valley School, where she had been a student and enrolled in business courses. As a teenager, she joined the Independent Order of the Sons and Daughters of St. Luke in 1867 to help the sick, poor, and elderly. Walker steadily moved up, taking on higher-ranking positions with more responsibility, and in 1890 presided over the Order's annual convention as Right Worthy Grand Chief. She spent much of the decade organizing local councils around the state. In August 1899, Maggie L. Walker became Right Worthy Grand Secretary of the Independent Order of St. Luke, Secretary-Treasurer after 1911, which then had $31.61 in the Treasury and outstanding bills amounting to $400. She moved quickly to improve the Order's finances and began a newspaper, St. Luke Herald, to give the public updates on the committee, keep track of finances, give advice regarding prudent personal finance practices, and even promote women's rights. Walker especially wanted to establish a bank to provide financial services for members and the larger African American community. The St. Luke Penny Savings Bank of Richmond in November of 1903, with Walker as president. She was the first African American woman in the country to be president of a bank and one of the first women of any race. At a time when few women had bank accounts or were employed by banks, she learned the business by studying the daily operations at one of the white banks in Richmond. A few years later, the Order opened the St. Luke Emporium, a department store, in April of 1905. At a time when most black women were employed as laundresses, tobacco workers, or servants, the Emporium served as a beacon of light for the sales clerks and a paradise for eager shoppers. Learn more about Maggie Walker and her accomplishments from the Library of Virginia or Women and the American Story websites.